Alright, my name is Jones, and today I'm going to be presenting you with my three pieces. The first of which is called Granny, and it's a 19 by 25 dry pastel piece. And this picture was a portrait of a grandma standing in front of a rustic barn door. Really, when it started out for me, it was all about the face and everything. Like, it was really fun for me because I got to learn how to utilize undertones and everything. And this whole piece was centered around that when I started out. And so I kind of learned how to build skin tones. I started out with the cheeks and everything, and from there I built out and just noticed all the different details in her face, and using dry pastel, blending and not blending, I got to utilize that and see how it would turn out with the skin, and in my opinion it turned out pretty amazing. And so after that I had to think of a way to create a background that would complement the face and everything. So I had to learn how to do wood, and it was a process. I had to learn a little bit, but in the end it turned out well. I also had to use grass because in my mind I needed something that would kind of blend in the background and also complement her shirt, because the green would contrast against her skin too much. So I went with the peak shirt, and so that went well. And also on the hair, I had to wait till I completed the background. Certain parts of it I had to blend in because it was next to her skin, and then other parts I had to leave unblended because it was contrasting against the background. So I got to learn how to do that, and overall this piece was a good learning experience. I got to see how to create things in layers, and how to create the effect of realistic skin with blending and not blending, and it turned out well. And for this next piece, we did the medium in sepia and sanguine on a 19 by 25 paper, and it was tinted, which had a hand in a lot of the things I did. These two mediums were interesting to me because, unlike every other medium, they weren't multiple colors. A lot of them were, well, the two were just in brown and orange, so you had to learn how to create depth and definition with just those two, and I had a lot of fun learning that with the face. I had to go back and do things in layers. It wasn't just a one-time thing, so I had to start off and learn how to round it, would go back and then add another layer and kind of create that feel of skin, and the fact that you had a different angle that you were viewing his face from. And so I believe that went well. And that was a lot of fun, and I had to learn how to create kind of the smaller details in his face, and then the wrinkles and all that, and also the lips. They were pretty good, and I had to also learn to establish highlights in the hair, and that was a process, but I got through it, and overall I say this piece was pretty good. And for this next piece was our hands and feet composition. This was our first piece of the semester. And this is the one that I put the most practice into, because first off we had to practice drawing out hands and feet, learning the anatomy of the bones and everything, and that really came through when I had to create the toes and everything and the smaller details for the bones. And for the idea, when we were told that we had to come up with a hands and feet composition, the first thing that popped in my head personally was a picture of Jesus washing his disciples' feet. So I wanted to think of a way to make that kind of come to life in a picture. And so I drew up a couple of concepts, and this is the general idea I came up with, and I just worked on developing it into a piece, and I think it came out pretty well. One thing that I really liked was the hand, because whenever I started out, I'd worked a lot with hands, so I knew what I was doing and everything, and that was one very important piece that I had to do. And then I had to move into the foot, which was one of the main focuses of the piece and everything, because it kind of brings your attention across the page, and that went pretty well also. And then near the end, I had to find a way to tie the whole piece together and kind of present the idea that he was washing someone's foot. So the way I did this was I kind of presented water coming down, which added a sort of missing piece to the entire puzzle. I had to go back and practice water, kind of learn the nature of it and how the lighting affected it, and so that came through pretty well. and overall, I was pretty proud of this piece. Alright, my name is Isaac Jones, and those are my 3 pieces. I'm showing you these today because I'm interested in coming to your program. I believe that I can contribute my knowledge as well and take away a lot so I can improve my strengths and weaknesses, and I think it would just be great to be able to join your program over the summer.